What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another So Your Wife Wants You To. It's been a little while, been really busy, going on vacations and all sorts of different things, so we are back at it now. Wife has something. She just bought a new tent, or she's taking me on a camping trip, and she wants to have electrical equipment, fans at night, things to charge phones, etc., lights in the tent. So we're going to make an electrical box. Let me show you how I'm doing it. Here is the stuff that I'm using. It's just an ammo box. I got this thing for like $4 at Harbor Freight on sale today. But usually they're like $6 or $7. Literally just plastic box, latch is closed. I did take a 1 1/4 inch drill bit, hole saw, with a little help from my helper over there. 1 1/4 inch hole saw bit, and it was a perfect hole for this right here. I got one of these things. This is a voltage meter. When it's actually powered on, it'll show you the voltage reading right there. We'll get to see it in a little bit, but that fits perfectly in there. 1 1/4 inch. I will put a link in the description of the exact one that I got so that you can kind of see what I have. Just a couple batteries. This actually came with this. What this does is you hook it up to your battery, which we'll do in a minute, and it reduces the voltage from 12 volts down to 5 so that you can safely use USB. So that's what we're going to do. Always have these things on hand. Little disconnects, connector pieces for wires, just always carry them. They're like $2 or $3 at the store. It's not a big deal. But they're such great things to have. So when you need to connect wire to these little tabs, you can do it easily without having to twist and like tape or whatever else. And then have some pliers. Alright, this thing goes in pretty easily. That's what it's going to look like. Little washer goes on, screws in. Just like that, nice and tight. Next, we want to hook these batteries up in parallel. Parallel means that the voltage stays the same, but you have twice as much battery capacity. So your battery will last twice as long. Always use batteries that have the same voltage, same amperage. So these are two identical batteries. So we want to hook the positive to the positive, and then have a line coming off to go to this thing. Then hook the negative to the negative and have a negative line going to this thing. One's positive, one's negative. You can kind of see the little plus and minus signs right there. I don't know if you can see it right there, plus, minus. So that's what this is for. So I put this on, and I put this little negative, the black wire on. So it's going to be, well, we'll show you in a second here, but basically we want to build the harness. Let me show you how I'm doing it here. So when I'm twisting two wires together like there, and there's an example of it, it would be the same thing. I use a slightly bigger gauge. In this case, the 16 to 14s work pretty well. When I just have one wire like that, I use a smaller one. So that's why you want to get two different sizes, 22 to 18, and then a slightly bigger size. The main point is you want to be able to fit it into the connector and be able to crinch it, and it stays nice and tight. So we're just squeezing it tight, crimping them up. And keep in mind, you don't have to have two batteries connected to each other. I'm just doing this because this, like we said on this channel, we always do what we can with what we have. In this case, I had a couple extra batteries from the go-kart, so I'm just connecting two together to get more capacity. If you are doing this from scratch and you want to just buy a bigger battery, go for it. You can have just one battery in here, as long as it's high capacity, 12 volts. This will actually convert 12 or 24 volts down. So, you know, a 12 volt battery is pretty common. So if you want to get a big 12 volt and just shove it in there, that's easier and totally fine. I'll also put a link in where I got these from because I found them really cheap at some store in Las Vegas, and they ship. So I'll put that in the description as well. So here's what we're doing. We're taking I put black for the negative, so we're taking the negative. We're going to hook it to the black. Okay, it's hooked to the black. We're going to hook it to the other black. Double check. That's black. Going to the black. Going to black. Because if you don't do that right here is where you're going to get a pop. But we don't have that because we did it right. And then we take the black and we put it on the negative terminal of this. I'm not going to do it on video right now because I need 2 hands, but that's the basic gist. Black to black, follow it down to your negative terminal there. Then do the same thing with red. Okay, I just connected the red. Connected the red there. Connected it here. Triple checked polarity. And this thing just turned on. 12.4 volts. That's how you know you've got 12.4 volts here. Now, when we plug a cell phone in or something, we can kind of might see it go down slowly as the phone charges or camera charges or whatever else you might have. So let's fit these in here and see how it looks. All right, they are in. I made sure that the 2 terminals of this battery are on the top. The other 2 are at the far bottom. So they're kind of facing each other, but one's rotated. That way I've got no issues with anything touching each other, shorting out, causing a problem. If you ever have these terminals touching, it could be bad. Sparks, maybe fire, etc. But we are okay because that one's right there. This is right there. I might get some insulation foam or something to kind of wedge in here to lock them into place. Then we got these 2. This plastic is touching this terminal. That's okay. I might lock them in a little bit better, but that's basically it. Close it up. Lock it into place, and you've got a little charging box. So pretty cool. That is all for now. Oh, you want to see it working? Let's plug something in and see it work. And thank you to our volunteer for allowing us to use her cell phone. So let's not fry this thing. I won't have to buy her a new phone. Okay. So we're going to plug it in and watch this go on. Ready? Boom, look at that. Pretty cool. So guys, that is it. Again, links in description if you want to make this thing. It's pretty cheap, especially if you have batteries laying around. It's really rewarding too, as you can see. So that is all. Consider subscribing. We will catch you in the next one. Get back to work.